fill your thirst beside the river. Wash the journey from your hands. Feel the comfort flow inside you. Come this far, you understand. Fear's not allowed, where dreams can be lost or found.
Hi, and welcome to Healing Outside the Box. My name is Rosemary Lachance, and I'm a Reiki energy healer and a spiritual advisor.
And I'm Traci, Crampton, and I'm an energy practitioner.
We are dedicated to providing you with food for thought information and answers to alternative healing, spiritual development, animal welfare, and environmental concerns in the form of guest speakers who are experts in their fields. We hope we can help you find the answers you are looking for. We encourage you to embrace the show with an open mind and continue to ask questions that will lead you to better health and greater understanding in your own life. You will find our email information after the show if you would like to send in your questions to have them addressed on future shows. We hope you enjoy the show.
Thank you, and welcome back. This is our 63rd show, and tonight's show is about the Shaman's Healing Way. Tonight we have with us White Horse. He's a Mohawk and Abenaki Native American. And White Horse, also known as George Knowlton, has been a medium since he was 9 years old. He also has a natural ability for healing and doing shamanic energy work, both with people and with animals. He uses a variety of modalities, including his native Mohawk tradition and Inca tradition shamanism. He also enjoys working with horses and being out in nature and connecting with animals. His mission is to help others to heal and improve their lives, bringing messages from their loved ones and spirit guides from the other side, and by using a variety of energy healing modalities to help others in all generations to heal and to teach the sacred ways of all nature and our Mother Earth. White Horse does mediumship readings, past life readings, spirit communication, animal communication and healing, shamanic healing, soul retrieval, space clearing, and sacred ceremonies. And we're so happy to have you with us.
Welcome, White Horse.
Thank you for
Thank you.
joining us tonight.
It's an honor.
And what a list here we have.
Yes.
We've
Took
touched
many
on some
things.
of these in previous shows. So we're really interested in learning more and helping our audience understand a little bit more about
Great. Be
connecting with spirit.
glad. Yes.
What we usually do is ask you how you got started, but we can see that it came to you when you were 9 years old. How did you feel when that came to you? What did you experience, and how was it for
I felt when it first came, actually my first spirit communication, I was in an old apartment where we used to live. And I went upstairs. I was drawn to go upstairs farther up into the attic. And I sat at the top of the stairs, and the spirit came through the door and sat down with me.
Oh.
Wow, gently, like
Gently,
a gentle spirit.
Gentle spirit.
Wow.
And said,
Did you have
"This-"
any apprehension at that point,
Yeah,
or were you?
I was, first time I was scared. I was scared,
Mm-hmm.
which anybody would be walks through the door.
Yeah,
It's not,
that's a new
it's
experience.
new experience. And then after a while of talking, the spirit explained that I'm from the other side,
Mm-hmm.
and I've come to you for help to cross over.
Oh,
Wow.
like the Ghost Whisperer
Yeah.
show, yeah? Really?
Yeah. And I had several encounters that same day,
Wow.
and just started just to go into the.
That door swung wide open, huh?
Right away, you got hit with it right away, and everything happened all at once.
Yeah, and it happened all at once.
Wow.
And it was really awesome.
Really?
And from that day on, the spirits would keep coming to me. Different spirits. Spirits don't hang out in graveyards.
No.
They just don't.
I didn't think so. No.
It's what a graveyard is to a spirit is a place where they can find like a step, like we go to a park. You go to the park, okay, it's nice, but I don't want to stay here. I don't want to stay here. I can't
Yeah,
stay
for the
here.
rest of your life, right? Yeah.
Right. That's what to me what a graveyard is.
A visiting
I've
place.
left my physicals here, and I'm gonna go into the next world. And it's really, really amazing to help. It makes you feel so good to cross someone over.
Really? Can
And,
you give us a little example of how you do that, or is
yes,
that
I'd be glad to.
okay?
What I do is when a spirit comes to me, like say we're talking here, they have the physical form, and they'll come to me and say, okay, I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. And I say, okay, you've passed away and you're caught between worlds. What do you need to cross over? What do you need? How can I help you? Is there a loved one that you need to connect with? And you're trying to help them to remember pieces so that they can finish their unfinished business.
Oh.
And then they will be able to cross over. I watched this one little girl came to me. She was 9 years old. She had passed away due to an accident. I was walking past the accident area, and I started getting the feelings. And then I saw her walk away.
Does it
from
become like a physical sensation for you?
in the stomach type feeling sensation, like there's something here. I need to stay here for a while.
Okay.
And then our clairvoyances start kicking in, like the feel, the sense. I could feel her presence, and then she physically showed up. And then she said, "I don't know what happened to me." And then I was shown you get shown the whole picture.
Okay.
Sometimes you don't want the whole picture, but you get it.
Yeah.
And so I saw the picture. Okay, she goes, I need my mother. I need my mother. So I found where she lived, approached the woman. She was on her lawn, putting flowers down for her daughter. That's when I let her know I was a medium and her daughter was here and she needs closure.
Wow.
She was okay with that? She
Yeah,
didn't get
did that
freaky or
really-
anything?
I brought it on slowly to her. I go, I'm a medium. I've been doing this since I was very young. Your daughter's here. I had to give her a full description of her daughter. That way she didn't think it was out of the blue. And I just gave her her name, Amanda. And she said, that's my daughter. And I go, she's at the such and such street where the accident took place. Once her mother got closure, they were able to talk. I communicated, let her daughter talk through me to the mother,
Right.
and she was able to cross over.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, not all spirits, it doesn't happen this
That
easily.
crossover, yeah.
Really?
Sometimes
Like what
there's
happens
layers
to-
of unfinished business.
Some of them will come to you and just hang out with you and just say, well, I go, you really need to cross over. Oh, I don't want to. I'm just going to stay with you. Well, until you can't do that. You
Right.
can't do that. I go, but I'll be glad to help you. And some of them it takes a little while, some of it takes weeks. One of the spirits I worked with to cross over, he had died out of this natural death, and he's like, I need to get home. My truck's there, this and that, and I need to. I go, you're not physical anymore. So I go, he goes, well, I live at this address. Could you drive me? Sure, I'll be glad to. And he gets there. He goes, where's my truck? And I go, I don't know, but his father was there, and I explained to his father, I'm a medium. Gave him the whole what I do and everything, and
Was he
gave him
okay?
he was like, okay, you can tell me if he's here.
Good. That's good.
His father was a spiritualist.
Yeah.
which was, it came in handy
wow.
because a lot of times people are like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we don't want to talk to you.
Right.
But so to help him cross over, I got the pieces together for helped him to remember all the pieces. You want to let them do the work.
Right.
It's their work to be done. You're just a tool
You're just-
to
Right.
cross them over.
Right.
And to see that doorway light up from the spirit world.
Can you see that?
The doorway literally opens up. Sometimes it's like a smoke, and sometimes it's a pure light.
Wow.
Wow.
It
I
all
got goosebumps.
depends. And sometimes it's like like say clear water, like a doorway of clear water, and just to have them step through, and I could see right into the spirit world, the ancestors waiting to welcome them.
Wow.
It's really awesome.
Oh, it
Now,
is.
when you were young, going back to
Mhm.
when you were 9 and you
Mhm.
had these first experiences, and they are saying, help me cross over, did you intuitively know what to do as a 9-year-old? Or was that
I had
something
a-
that,
I had a mentor.
okay,
Ah,
I had a mentor
in the physical world
in the
or in the
physical
spiritual
world. Yeah,
world? Okay.
I had a relative who was a medium also,
Oh, okay.
and she
so
helped me to
to
learn,
understand
to
your
understand.
gifts, yep.
She took me to certain places, to the hospital. Hospital holds a lot of spirits.
Oh, yeah.
oh,
I bet.
And when you go in there as a medium, you have to shut yourself down, so that you just like an
So you're
on-off
not
switch.
bombarded,
So
right?
you're not bombarded, because you will be.
Mm.
I remember my first experience going into hospital. Walked in, and my relative said, "Shut yourself down. Don't pay attention to them at this moment. We're here to
Right.
see someone physical."
'Cause they're all like, oh, there he is.
And
We're all going to follow him
You
around.
see me?
Yeah, and she
They know.
goes, "We will walk by, and then we will come back later, and we will help them as many as we can."
Wow.
Went to see who was there. On the way back, a lady grabbed me by the wrist and said, "I need to cross over." And I'm like, "Okay." My relative showed me how to do this. There was like 150, must have been 150 of them there waiting.
Oh my goodness.
She showed me. She goes, "Do you see the light? Do you see the light?" She goes, "Yeah, I do." She goes, "Well, walk in it. You are loved. Walk in." All 150 of them walked through that doorway.
Wow. That's
Wow.
great.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. Wow.
What
And
does that do for the space? I mean, if
it cleared
Yeah.
the energy.
of the whole hospital.
You could feel the
energy.
breeze as they went through. And a couple people who weren't mediums, or if they were, they weren't speaking of it, they felt
Sensed it,
They
yeah.
felt it, and the nurses, I could see a tear in their eye. She knew what had taken place.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah. And so
That's wonderful.
it's really awesome to help someone cross over.
It is.
And,
So
And,
would-
and so
Yeah.
fortunate of you to have had a mentor at such an
Yeah.
early age. I mean, a lot of us struggle, like
yeah.
feeling like this is unusual or strange
Yeah.
and trying to repress it.
Yeah. If anybody ever needs
Really.
help, who's a medium that needs a mentor, I'm glad to help.
Oh,
Oh, that's nice. So, but you did have some people who, when you told them that their relative was there,
They told me they didn't believe, and they
yeah.
just wanted, they said, "Please just go away." I was like, I honored that, and I still helped the spirit, even though that they,
right.
the
Find
relatives
another
didn't want to.
means for closure.
Found other means for them to have closure and
that's
to help them
wonderful.
cross over.
Okay, so now on the shaman, what
Mhm.
does the name shaman mean?
Shaman means many things: healer, shapeshifter, one who walks between worlds. The person who connects with the spirit world to find that peace in the spirit world to bring it back to heal. It's a shaman comes from Siberia. The name shaman comes from
Name, okay.
Siberia, and medicine man is also in our cultures of the United States. Shaman and medicine men, they have similar jobs in the healing field.
Mm.
But that's what shaman means: shapeshifter, healer. There's a list that could go on forever, but that's the basics on the name of shaman.
Do you want to define shapeshifter for our audience?
Sure, I'd be glad to. A shapeshifter is someone who can change from human to animal. And I've seen this done many a times. And I've done this many a times, and it's really, really awesome to shapeshift from human to wolf to hawk to eagle. Whichever animal you are drawn and meant for to be a shapeshifter with.
So is that an actual physical shift, or is that more of like taking on the spiritual essence of
You
that?
physically go from this body to a wolf's body.
Okay.
In the native,
So you go to the wolf's body.
You go to the
don't
wolf.
your form doesn't change.
your form shifts into the shape of a wolf's body.
Okay. Now, but not everyone can see that. I mean, a
No.
lay person can't see that, right? Only the
No.
people who have had the
And it's done
training.
at only certain
Like on
times.
another dimensional.
It's
yeah.
done in what is named. We do sweat lodges, and we will shape shift in sweat lodges. During a journey, we will shape shift. What's a journey is we journey from, we get our drum, our sacred drum, and we will drum into journey, and then we'll shape shift within this journey to the spirit worlds, and then we'll come back and we'll shape back into our human form. I remember my first time shape shifting. It took a while. It took me 6.5 hours to shapeshift. But it felt awesome to go from human to wolf. And then I reached over and I felt the fur and the paw. And I was
Wow.
like, thank you, Creator. Thank you, Wonkin Tonkin.
That's
And I
wonderful.
journeyed.
Wow.
And yeah.
That's so great.
And it's also known as skinwalkers.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Which are people who just specifically in the Native American culture have this bloodline of part human, part wolf. They are called skinwalkers.
Huh.
And they only do it at night. Skinwalkers.
What do you feel like you learn in these journeys? I mean,
I
in the
learn-
shape shifting.
I learned so much. I'll ask questions to Creator and send out the questions. And I learn pieces for myself to heal, pieces for others. I would journey for others to heal them. I learn so much about what we have out there available to us to help us. Everything is there for us, available to us. The Spirit, Great Spirit, will give us all that we ask for, all that we need. And so I learn a lot of things when I'm there. I learned healing. I learned what this herb could work to heal for many reasons. I'll come back with a list longer on different things, depending on what it is. But I will come back and I will journal right away. Once I come back, and I'll come out with a list, a huge list. So I would recommend a journey to anyone to find out what is out there for them. It depends on what you're going in for, but I learn a lot.
Do you teach others?
I teach others I teach others shamanism. I teach others how to journey, teach others mediumship, whatever they wish to learn. If I have if I'm able to help them, I will teach them.
Mm. That's wonderful.
Now, on what a shaman's, what we do is we heal all the pieces of that individual, all the pieces.
Is the process the same for everyone, or is it different?
It's always different. Always different.
How does someone ask a shaman for a healing?
Traditional way to ask a shaman for healing is to approach them with tobacco, or sage, or traditionally it was sacred tobacco that was grown sacredly on Mother Earth. And this tobacco contains no nicotine whatsoever. But in this day and age, sage or cedar or a sacred herb, blue corn, you can offer that to the shaman for the healing.
So it's an offering.
It's an offering. It's an energy exchange. So that's how someone would approach a shaman, and usually when they approach a shaman, the shaman can sense they're in need, and even if they had just, I have nothing at the moment, I really am in need of help, the shaman will help.
Of course.
We want to help all who come to us.
You can tell where their heart is, huh?
Yeah. And then we would take it from there. We would see what they needed, and if it was right then and there, find the place, and we'll work on it right here, if that's what is needed.
What are some of the ways that you heal someone?
The ways I heal someone is what we call we work with the soul, the luminous body around the body, and we work with the chakras. In Mohawk tradition, we connect directly to their soul, and we see everything on that person, what is holding them back, or what is causing them this physical illness. Say, for instance, I'll use an example. Someone had a physical heart problem. So I sat down with them. I could see it, this glowing all the way around their heart. It was going different colors, blackish, grayish. And I asked them, what is going on? What's holding you back? What do you sense? What's holding you back? And they say, I have no clue. Their heart was disconnected from them.
Really? What does that mean?
Their energy heart was disconnected from their physical heart.
Oh.
So with a light body, our light body, depending on how when we get into tight quarters, say we're in a city, our luminous body sucks tight right to us. Around the country, it expands wide.
Yes.
I feel
can
that a lot in the
understand
energy work, like if somebody's in chronic pain or dealing with like an autoimmune problem, I feel like that whole contraction, it's like so close to their body.
So then I would watch and see how this person's energy around the heart was. Then I would start removing stuff from the heart, from the energy heart.
Energetically,
Like solid pieces of energy, liquid energies, which is excess energy around the heart that was not doing no good. And then I would work with that person for as long as I keep an eye on their energy, how their energy levels, and how much they could take that day. I would work on them. And some people, their energy bodies can hold up pretty well throughout 2.5 hours of work, depending on what they need done. So this person I worked on with the heart, I worked on him for an hour, and said, "Come back and see me in a couple weeks. If you need me sooner, call me." So another example is a young lady came to me. She says, I'm feeling lost. I'm feeling completely lost. She needed a soul retrieval, which I would go to the spirit world
So she was disconnected from
and
her.
find her soul and
Okay.
bring her soul back to her.
Maybe you might want to go into what soul retrieval
A
means. How do
soul-
we lose
Okay.
the connection with
Okay,
our
how
soul?
do we lose our connection with our soul? Through traumas, through stuff that happens in our life, parents separating,
Right.
all these different pains in our lives, past lives. We can lose a soul in many ways, disconnected to our soul. Our soul is physically connected, but the energetic is lost.
The energetic, yeah.
Is lost.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good
And-
explanation.
And
Yeah,
so
'cause
we have to.
I know, a lot of us always
Yeah.
feel like you never lose your soul
Right.
necessarily, like
But,
it's
yeah.
still connected.
Our souls are connected to us through our 8 chakras.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what holds the soul in, is the eight chakras. And so what we do is when you lose your soul, energetic soul, we will journey to the underworld, and we will search and search until we find and bring that peace back.
And maybe for our audience, you can explain a little bit about the underworld and the shaman's view of the
Okay.
underworld, because I know some people's, ears might pop right out and
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, is that hell, or is that
Yeah, right.
this
There
evil
is no
place?"
there
I was
is no
gonna ask
hell.
Yeah,
There what?
There is no hell.
No, I know. We know that, but
No.
only the prison of our egos,
Right.
right?
so
Sure,
yeah, explain
sure.
to our audience what
Sure.
you mean by underworld.
Sure. The underworld is, there are 5 worlds. The underworld is the very, very bottom world. And how you journey to the underworld is to go into what we call meditation and journey down, leave our physical, and our spirit goes into the underworld through many caves, many tunnels, until we find this soul peace, this energetic soul peace. And it also, you may find other things while you're down there that connects to the soul peace and bring them all back, what we call the gifts to the soul. And we bring those pieces back to help them be healed and to help them reconnect.
So do you feel like there's a higher, like a density of energy in that
There's
underworld?
there's a density. Sometimes the gifts that come back with the soul piece is an animal totem, a shield
Because the animals are very much related to the lower worlds.
for protection,
Right.
to help them to
Grounding,
move, grounding, to help them
Right.
move forward. And it's usually 3 pieces that come back with the soul. The soul, the animal totem, and 2 gifts. One is a gift of protection, and one is a gift to help them to move forward. And everybody's is always different. That's I find is very awesome. All is
Wow.
different. Every
Give us
animal
an
totem.
example of what, like the gift maybe.
The gift
yeah.
that came back with this one person was bear's totem for
Okay.
strength and for courage,
Mm.
and to stand up for herself. And the other gift was a scroll to help her to write
Okay.
and to put down in words what she wanted in her life. And from the past, write down the stuff from the past and take that first scroll, part of the scroll. She was given 2 scrolls, one for the past, one for the present. The first scroll was to be burned, and the second scroll was to be written into continuously. It was a never-ending scroll.
Okay.
She could continuously bring
Add
into her
on.
life what she wanted.
Now this scroll wasn't an actual physical
It
piece
was
of anything.
energetic.
Energetic. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all talking. I want the audience to understand
Yeah.
that we're all
Right.
talking about energy when we talk like
Yeah,
that.
everything us shamans
Energy.
do is energy.
Right.
And now, when you help somebody with this journey and this soul retrieval, would you say they're in a trance?
They're usually
What's the memory
calm.
retention?
They, a lot of people remember.
Everything, yeah.
When they will be like, you have them lie down and you get them in a calm meditative state, slow breathing in, breathing out, get them to that calm place, and then we will work with the back of the head. There's certain points, release points.
I just had a client who, I've been suggesting that she works on that area, and she came in yesterday and she said that she suffers from chronic pain, and she's like, one day I just touched it a certain way and I felt like my whole pain body just remove itself.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, do that more often. She's she's in a situation where she feels that she needs to punish herself, so she's not really willing to let go of that pain.
Tell her to keep on
to
releasing
do.
those points.
But she said she had an amazing relief from that.
Oh, good, good.
That's great. The lower world doesn't necessarily mean low. Doesn't mean how can I? What's the word I'm looking for? That's less than the other worlds,
It's
right?
just,
No.
it's equally
No.
important.
It's equally
It's
important.
equally-
just
equally-
different levels, right?
All worlds are
Where
in
they're
balance.
situated, right? The way they're
All
situated.
have their lessons.
All
and
have their
yeah.
lessons. One's an animal
their
world.
gifts, yeah.
One's a human world. In the spirit worlds, there's all different worlds. There's a plant and stone world where all the plants and animals go when they cross over, and it's all different worlds. They're all on the same level, all same energy levels. Yeah,
Right.
it's just that's where.
I think of it as like they're different schools.
Different
they're
schools,
different
yep,
schools,
yep.
and-
That's good, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, while we're talking about that, you
Uh-huh.
want to show us the drum and how that goes and what the things that you
Sure.
have brought with us, the
Sure.
different things?
This is a rattle.
Okay, we're going to get on that. It just takes a minute for the camera to switch over.
We use the rattle for many things. We use it for journeying.
Here we go.
We use the rattle for journeying. We use it for removing energy from the chakras. We use it for our sacred ceremonies. We get a certain rhythm going when we do a journey. We have been using these tools since beginning of time. Us Native Americans, us medicine people.
And so the materials themselves hold a special
Yeah.
meaning and energy.
Yep. Every part of this is a part of Mother Earth. And then we bring in the sacred blessing into each of these. Well, as we make them a prayer each time we are every moment that we are working on a prayer, a blessing. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, as we make our sacred healing tools. And we do a blessing for the animal who gave of themselves. Before we even start working, we make sure that the animal spirit has been released before we start working.
We need to do that with our food every time
Yep.
we eat too.
Every time we eat, a blessing, a thank you. Thank you for your sacrifice to provide for me. Thank you, Creator.
Okay. Do you want to show us what's in there or the drum? You just do
Sure.
however you want to do it.
This is a mesa,
A mesa.
which is Peruvian word for altar.
Ah.
Oh.
And in my Mohawk
Traveling altar.
yeah, in my Mohawk tradition, this is your medicine bundle. This carries all your medicine tools.
Do you put things inside of it?
This holds certain stones. They're used for healing in the Incan tradition. And I put pieces of my Mohawk tradition in healing in here also. And that's what's contained within here. And these are everything here you use to work on somebody's, say, crystals, what we call vulgal crystals or pure crystals. Certain stones, I use things for like cutting, scraping energy off in somebody, like pieces of deer bone, rib bone. That's what my tools are. That's what my sacred tools are.
And they don't actually touch the body per se, just the energy.
Just the energy,
field,
yeah.
The energy body.
Energy body. And that's what it's called, our
Do you use
mesa.
like crystals for extraction
Extractions,
and extracting?
yeah, liquid extractions, removing, clearing out the chakras, like you call spiritual vacuuming. We use them for many reasons, to remove the liquid energy from the body. And that's
So now would you also carry herbs of any kind in there?
carry certain herbs within there. Carry a piece of everything for extraction. I carry different things like the crystals, certain stones for extractions. It's you can build your own together. Whatever calls to you, that's what's meant. If the stone calls to you, or the if it makes a connection with it, it's meant to be. And leave your gift to Creator when you receive this. If it's out in Mother Nature, give back a gift.
You have to listen to your instinct when if a stone's calling to you or an herb or something, right?
Yeah.
You have to go with that
Yeah.
when it feels strong.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people say, nah, but yeah.
And everything you find is gifted to you out in Mother Nature from Creator.
It's a gift to you.
It's a gift, so in return you give a gift and a thank you back.
That's
And
nice.
feathers, when you're gifted feathers out in on Mother Earth, that's a gift from Creator. Everything's a gift. And we must give that thank you back. And when we are done with the use, we will return it to Mother Earth along with a gift of thank you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. You want to tell us about the drum then, or do you want to show us how you drum?
Yeah. It depends on what you are doing. If it's a healing, it's always the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And with journeying, when you're journeying, it can go, you're going down into the underworld. And on your way back up, you change the beats.
Right.
It depends on what, and with sacred ceremonies, it's always the heartbeat of Mother Earth.
And you do this too when you're taking someone on a journey, right? That's what you do it for.
Yeah.
That's
And
beautiful.
sometimes we use rattle and drum together at the same time. Sometimes you'll see the drumsticks with the rattles already on the end.
Yeah.
That's just shamanic drumstick, and it's used both ways.
I know, in the work that we do, I'm very particular about the music that's selected and everything for the particular client, because intuitively you realize like some clients need to be grounded, they need to go into those lower chakras, they need to reconnect with that, and others need to be lifted up, and I think that, I don't know, I sense that, if you don't have a good sense of that, you can really steer somebody wrong with their energy work.
When you're taking someone on a journey, you put
their intention is to connect with that lower world.
Connect with that lower world. And we put a cord around them, energetic cord.
Keep them.
And to keep them so that we will bring them back, let them know that they are safe going in and they are safe coming out.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely.
And I find that maybe it's Western, philosophy, or, but we're in such a hurry to reach those heights of enlightenment, and we skip the groundwork. We skip the work that needs to be done on those lower chakras, and there's a lot of shame and a lot of guilt that people, bury so deep there, and they're not ready to look
Within
at.
that second chakra is fight or flight.
Yep.
And that's where we store all of our stuff that we don't want to work on. That's what I find with most clients. It's all so thick in there, and that's where usually when they come to me, I remove the heaviness from there before I begin. And then once that's removed, then you can see where it shifts to wherever else in the body is needed. But that's where I go the first time to clear that right out of there and give that a vacuuming right out. And
So there's many ways to heal.
There's many different ways. There's the soul retrieval. There's the illumination, which is to see what chakra's out of alignment and to see what's going on within that energy body. And then there's the feather clearing. This is Mohawk tradition, to take the feather and to cleanse the body down, brush it down. And to sage, we use sage for the cleansing before we begin the healing. We take sage.
And maybe you might want to tell our audience a little bit about the tradition of smudging and what sage represents, because I think that people are becoming more aware of this tradition, but they don't know why they're doing it.
Sure, I'll be glad to.
Yeah.
The reason us Native Americans sage is to cleanse and purify and to remove dense energy. Before you go at a powwow, before you are allowed into the sacred circle, you must be sage, must be cleansed to purify yourself before entering in. Same thing with the healings. When you are smudged, you are cleansed and purified before you begin to be worked on shamanically.
And every herb has an essence, so
every herb. Sage
is what wisdom and purification.
Yeah.
And
They also say sweetgrass.
Yes,
Is that another one?
sweetgrass.
Sweetgrass.
Happiness.
There's the 5
cedar,
sage, sweetgrass, sacred tobacco, blue corn.
Okay.
Those are the 5 that you put together within the smudge bowl before you smudge somebody. Some people just at the powwows, they will put these together.
Okay.
And when us shamans do healings, we will put these together in a bowl before we smudge somebody. And we smudge the feather before and after each individual. Once you smudge someone, and we smudge allow them to take we put the bowl at their heart and allow them to take what they need. And then we start and we smudge from the heart up to the head, shoulder to arm, across, down, and then from the feet up, and off.
Yeah. And space clearing, it's helpful for clearing the space too from any previous energy, like after arguments or illnesses or
it makes them
past owners and houses.
Definitely when you buy in a house, sage, have it space cleared and have everything cleared out of there. There may be spirits there.
And or dark energies.
Energies. I've done space clearing for those spirits that were bound there that needed help crossing over, and to clear the energies and to make the place pure, and the energy levels are warm and welcoming once you are done.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Now, how do you heal an animal?
Very similar to a person. I've worked with several horses, done shamanic work on horses. And to connect with them, we connect our hearts to heart, soul to soul, and become one with them. And to walk within them to find what is needed. I'll give you an example. I worked on a draft horse.
A what horse?
A draft horse.
Draft?
Draft. The big one, they're huge.
Oh, is that what they call them? I didn't know.
A little bit smaller than a Clydesdale.
Oh, okay.
And this horse was having problems, and the lady asked me, could you look at her? So I did, and I ran my hand energy-wise over the horse as she was holding her in a halter, and spot right there on her where it was, and to feel it and say, I'll do this one from a distance, because when I remove it, I will do it when she is sleeping at night, so she
Not startled.
not startled by this, because it was a huge piece. It was huge. So I did it from a distance. The next day, she was feeling better. Now that I got that piece out, I could work on the smaller pieces and remove them. And what I did is I did a journey with her. I journeyed with her from a distance and went there with her to find the piece that was missing for her, and to bring back the soul piece for her, and to reconnect it with her. The reason I did it from a distance was it was a huge spiky piece of solid energy that was within her. So I had to slowly remove each tip
Oh, yeah. Right.
to journey inside her soul and remove each piece, each tip, and then the next day, I could slide it out
Right.
smoothly.
Right, right.
That way she felt no pain.
Like not
It
like,
was-
like a,
Yeah.
I wonder how that
splinter.
was in her. I wonder, do you know at all?
It was from a few lifetimes ago. Animals carry over from lifetimes just like us humans
Right.
do. And normally animals can shake everything off. But this piece was just grasped
so
by her.
lodged. Right.
Come to find out, it was King Arthur's time, and it was a spear.
Oh, that went to the animal.
Yep. It was, and she was able to be freed from that. Her soul was free.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is. I know when I do Reiki on animals, they seem to accept it so wonderful. Humans do it, but not as well as the animals. They just,
It is really amazing.
unless they're ready to pass, and sometimes they don't. I've had it where they did not want the healing.
I've been with them when they're ready to pass,
Yeah.
and to help their soul to move on.
Right.
To
It's a
same with
special
a
process.
human. When they're ready to, us humans are ready to cross over, we release the chakras. And send them on their soul's journey.
It makes it so much easier for the animal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember an animal that someone had brought to me in the car, and she was beautiful. But I took one look and I knew she wanted to go. And I put my hands out to her like this, and she just took, she could barely move. She got herself up to a sitting position and put her head in my hands. And just then we went down, she laid down with the head in my hands, and she knew, and I knew it would just be a very short time.
Yeah.
And she did. She passed 2 days later.
Yeah.
But she said she was ready. She was so ready. So it's
I had
It's
a horse.
wonderful.
I had a horse that was ready to cross over. I was in her stall. She put her head right onto my shoulder, and I just sent the energy. Said, "It's okay. You are ready."
Beautiful.
And the next day, she had crossed.
Do you think that they have a natural apprehension, or do you think it's more of like not wanting to let go for the sake of their owners, or
They want to hold on for their owners.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I had message I've
Yeah.
gotten. Yeah.
They want to hold on.
Because you think of the wild animals, they'll just go off and
they
die
just go off and
without any.
It's just that they've gotten connected to their owners, and they don't want to leave them behind.
Yeah.
And the spirits of those horses I have seen at the barn.
Mm-hmm.
They come back and forth to see the owner, and it's really awesome.
Sometimes they know the owner's going to suffer when they go too, right? And they kind of stay around a little bit or try to ease off gently.
Yep.
Yeah, they're so wonderful and compassionate and understanding. How do you communicate with the animals?
Communicate is to connect, is to connect our souls to their souls and our hearts to their hearts. And it just goes from there.
How do you do that?
You become, okay, I'll give you an example. What we do when we connect with an animal is not by words, it's by pictures. It's by pictures. Send pictures to them. Words do not mean
It's a
to them.
telepathic
It's a telepathic communication. Like I'll speak in native to them, and they will understand the words, but the pictures mean most to them.
So just send them pictures.
Send pictures, and connect with them. I've done this out in the field with horses where I work, and this one horse wouldn't come for this lady. He kept on running around. So I went out there, sent him pictures, and he would run this way. I would walk this way. He would walk this way. I would walk this way until we became one in the center. And I put the clip on his halter and walked over and walked him out. So I sent him pictures. It's okay. It's okay. You're safe. And that's what he needed.
Wow.
So send them telepathic pictures. That's how they connect to us. That's same when you see a hawk flying over.
Yes. What about that? I've seen them.
It's beautiful. I'm so glad that they're repopulating. It's such a majestic sight.
I see them where I work every day. My one is an older hawk, my grandmother hawk. I say, "Good morning, grandmother," and in the evening, "Good evening, grandmother." And us natives, we have certain animals that we call our elders. The hawks to us are the elders. The sun rising is grandfather. Grandmother moon is at night. Father sky, Mother earth. Everything is sacred to us. All animals are sacred to us. Everything upon the Great Mother is sacred. She is sacred, and we must protect all that is sacred.
That's right. It all has spirit.
All has
Sun,
spirit.
the moon, the planets, all the nature kingdoms.
Water, everything
Water,
has spirit.
Water has a
Fire
story
has
of
spirit.
everything within it.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
All has spirit, and you can connect with them, right?
Yep. So we connect to all, and become one with all. Every beautiful thing upon Mother Earth, every beautiful animal upon Mother Earth, the soil, everything.
Right. What was I going to say? Very quickly, we have about 3 minutes left. Do you help people find their power animals, their protection and totem animals?
Yes, I do.
Part of the journeying.
Yep,
Right.
part of the journeying. I help them to locate their power animal, their animal totem. Some people have more than one. I had one person I brought through that had 12 of them that were meant for them.
Oh, okay, because there was a lot that came to me with different people. I'm going, is it okay to have so many?
Oh
you know?
you can have the numbers do not end. You could have 2,000 if you were meant to have, if you need 2,000.
Right.
I got something in the mail, and I said, what is this from one of the animal groups? And I'm opening, and all of a sudden, I said, oh, is that a leopard, you know? And then I said, doesn't look like it. I said, and I looked up, it was a jaguar. And it came to me, and he was sitting there just looking at me like that. I said, you came to me, you must have a meaning, so I looked it up. And from what I read, it's got something to do with what the shamanic teaching,
In the Incan language, it's Otoronga.
Otoronga, that's how you say it?
That's jaguar in Peruvian.
So if an animal comes to you, whether it's a picture or physically or something, there's a meaning, isn't there? A meaning?
There's a meaning. There's always a meaning.
I had one
Animal
client
Speak, the book, that is the greatest.
Animal Speak.
Animal
I have
Speak.
that. Animal Speak and Animal Wise.
Yeah.
He's a great author, yeah.
And he has a pocket manual now, Pocket Animal Speak.
Oh, good.
And that's one you can just pull out and carry and just have there. What does this mean today? And,
I'll get animals come to me, and say, please let the person know that I'm with them, and that I'm their power totem. And this one woman, I'm like, I was seeing the spider, and I was telling her, I see a spider, and she was like, oh no, not spiders, I'm so afraid of spiders. And the next day she said she was at work, and she opened her wallet, and there was a black spider, like right in her wallet. And I told her, it's, the home and the web and the connections and connecting.
Weaving the web,
and carrying the home on your back. Wherever you go, you have your home. Yep.
So when they come to you, they have messages.
Yeah, they always have messages.
It's good to look them up and see, right, online. You can do that.
You can look them up online.
Books,
different books.
Just your own intuition. What are you telling me?
What does it mean to you? What does it mean to you? And definitely, yeah.
Okay, well, it's time.
Okay.
It goes so fast.
I know.
Yes.
So we want to thank you so very much for being on the show.
You.
It's been so wonderful.
Thank you for sharing your gifts with everyone.
Thank you. I'm honored to. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. We're honored to have you here, really.
Thank you.
And we're going to give the information to the audience on how they can get a hold of us. If any questions about tonight's show or any other show, any questions about Whitehorse, and that will be coming up shortly.
Reach us with any questions you may have on this or any of our past shows, and to find the days and times our show will be playing in your area, please email us at healoutsidethebox@yahoo.com or call 203-627-7966. And now we have our quote for the evening.
Yes. And the quote for tonight is, "Do not forget the basic need. It is to remember that you are within and sustained by the Creator. Practice knowing that, practice feeling that, and you will always be able to turn to that truth for yourself and for others. Of course, you do not fully understand the Creator. That does not matter. If a child or a farmer digs a channel in the dirt to funnel water away from a spot or to a spot, the dirt does not need to understand the water in order to be able to carry it or direct it to where it is needed. The child, the farmer, and the dirt just need for the water to act like water, to be itself. Just so, without understanding Creator completely, you just need to let Creator act like Creator. Believe us, He will. Always and for everyone and anyone, God will be and is God. Just dig a channel through the dirt to where it is needed. Keep the channel clear of dirt and receive the flow." Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you again, Whitehorse. Good night.
Good night.
As you look out through the window to the world you have made, always know you are the vision. See the truth, darkness fade.